we're gonna ask it. It says, should fighting, and I appreciate it's the most top upvoted question right now. Should fighting racism come at the cost of pushing black people to give khutbah or become board member instead of people with knowledge?
And so, what? Like that's like a Russell Westbrook moment. What? Okay, I mean, I want to respect the sincerity of the questioner, but why would you make a separation between black people and people with knowledge? What? You know, it's deep. See, these are things when things like that are said, you see how deeply ensconced this poison is in our thinking. I remember attending a lecture at the University of Chicago. Ta-Nehisi Coates was introducing his book, Between the World and Me, something like that, one of his books. And there was a white American man who stood up and said very proudly, I have been teaching in Chicago public schools for the last 20 years. Chicago public, he's saying I teach black children. He said, my school is majority black, but it's high achieving. And Ta-Nehisi Coates said, and it's high achieving. He's been teaching there for 20 years, and he still said, but it's high achieving. As if to say, this is istithna. This is the exception. Like, a person says something like, should we counter racism by pushing black people to give khutbah or to be board members in spite of the fact that they don't have knowledge? It's ridiculous. And as someone with at least a little religious training, formal religious training, most of the khatibs and most of the masajid in America don't have no knowledge. They don't know nothing about Islam. And they get up there and give khutbah every week. And nobody says anything. Because if you have olive skin, you have wavy hair, and you can pronounce Arabic okay, you're authentic. You see? You're authentic. You know, there was a point at which I had to let that go. You know, I used to give lectures and fear that if I made one grammatical mistake in Arabic, one lahan, my credibility was compromised. You know, like feeling as though you are perpetually auditioning, right? And then I said to myself, man, what is this, right? Even I had internalized some of this, right? I mean, I would give khutbah, recognize that I said something wrong in the first part of the khutbah. Now I'm in the 25th minute, and I would say, you know, in the first part, that was actually this part of speech in Arabic. I put the haraka in the wrong place. I should have said, you know, Allahu, not Allah. And I was like, why am I doing this? Because I've internalized this poison that seeks to what? Invalidate me.